guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I'm going to talk about the newest film from A24, one of my favorite studios, 8th Grade. So, 8th Grade is written and directed by Bo Burnham, and I have to say, I didn't know what to expect. I really enjoy Bo Burnham's comedy. I like how he's progressed further in his comedy career. He's become kind of more meta and deep. It's not as goofy as it was in the beginning. It's always had this smart element to it, and I've just always really enjoyed his work. But seeing this as a big feature film, I was worried that maybe it was going to be a little too goofy or it wasn't going to have that deep impact like some of the other A24 movies. And man, was I wrong. This movie is so heartfelt. This movie has so many incredible messages. It's so well written, it's so poignant, and it really resonates with you. I mean, if you were a person who had, some rough times in middle school or high school, you totally relate to this character. You totally understand where she's coming from. So the story itself isn't really anything complex. It's basically just the life of this 8th grade student. And she's coming up on her graduation. She's about to go to high school. And it's just her life. It's just what she deals with on a daily basis, trying to be popular, trying to fit in, being someone who's in such a impressionable age at a time in history where we are so overloaded with social media and trying to present ourselves in a way that is really interesting and likable that sometimes you lose who you really are. The performances in the film I thought were really great. I thought that Elsie Fisher, who plays the main girl in the film, did a great job for being so young. I thought she really conveyed that character. It felt like I'm watching an 8th grader struggle with growing up and struggle with fitting in, and it didn't feel Disney Channel-like. It didn't feel like it was glossing over the reality of what a lot of kids deal with in the real world. The dynamic between her and her father, who was played by Josh Hamilton, was great. I thought that was the best part of the film, seeing this single father trying to raise his daughter, doing the best he can, but still struggling with that whole culture gap between adults now and children now. And I just thought that was the best part of the film. I thought their relationship was so compelling and so realistic. Those two characters on screen, those two actors did an amazing job. The lessons themselves were very important. I think that a lot of people could benefit from seeing this film. It's really upsetting that it was rated R. I feel like you could have given this movie a PG-13 rating. And honestly, I'm glad that A24 attempted to have this out to as many people as possible, trying to do a no rating enforced day at theaters across the country. Because really, I think I could have even benefited from seeing this movie when I was in middle school or in high school. I think that when you're that young, you forget that really being yourself is all that matters, and surrounding yourself with people that actually like you, like the real you, and you're not just trying to make up this fantasy of who you are and that you're so much better than you really are, because you're fine just the way you are. And this movie really drives that point home. And the end of the film, I left the theater happy. I was so worried, especially when the film first started, that this was going to turn into some, horrible events happening to this person. But it's a real story of growth and coming of age and really, figuring out who you are. And I just thought that was just great. The movie overall, it's so interesting in the way that they chose to make it so simple yet so impactful. And I think it's just a great film, and I think everyone should go see it. I think it's a movie that needs support. I think that everyone who sees this movie has something to take away from it. I absolutely loved seeing the character development from the beginning of the film to the end of the film. Throughout the movie, she makes these YouTube videos, and just seeing her character trying to pretend to know what she's talking about and pretending like she understands everything and she has it all together, and she creates this fake persona that she is this, cooler than reality person. And then you realize at the end of the film, she kind of, not to spoil anything, but you see her growth and you see her understand and create a video that's more of who she is. And I loved that part of the film. I loved seeing the whole creation of her character, her just growth from the beginning of the film to the end of the film. Thought that was excellent. So overall, if I were to rate this movie, I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I think it is an exceptional movie. I think it is one of the best movies I've seen this year, and probably up there with one of the best coming-of-age stories I've ever heard and ever seen. It's a great movie. It's really enjoyable. It's not boring. It's not trying to be something more than it is. It is literally just trying to show what it's like being a kid now, being a kid in this modern era of social media and YouTube and Snapchat and Instagram and all the pressures that come along with that. And I think that it's just a great movie. It's just really well made, well directed, well written, well acted. Another great addition to the A24 catalog. Just a great movie. All right, that's enough of me talking about how excellent this movie is. So if you get a chance and it is playing near you, I know it went pretty wide for a while there. Definitely check it out. It's definitely worth seeing. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Remember to like and subscribe, and let me know if you saw 8th Grade. Did you love it as much as I did? It seems like a lot of people really enjoyed it. And how does this rank for you in A24? And I'm interested to know, because when I saw this movie, I constantly kind of felt myself wanting to compare it to Lady Bird. How does this movie compare to Lady Bird to you? Leave that down in the comments below, and see you guys next time.